right. This is Scotty for Mando Monday. This week we talk Chapter 4, Book of Boba Fett. Look at me. I'm remembering things already that we just talked about. Chapter 4, Book of Boba Fett. We find out all the crazy stuff that happened in, including adorable Banthas.
Yep.
And then I go on a rant about the comics.
We learned about Yuzums.
We learned about Yuzums. And mods. Mods and Yuzums. It's that kind of episode.
It's an episode.
It is an episode. Just stay tuned.
You're listening to the Mobcast Network.
Welcome to My Star Wars Life, a look at news, reviews, and other happenings from a galaxy far, far away. Here are your hosts, Scotty and JD.
It's Mando Monday! Woo! This is the podcast that looks at the Book of Boba Fett and other Mando-adjacent stuff. And so that's what we're doing. I'm your Native American pop culture spirit guide, Scotty, and I'm joined by, as always,
Our Jedi Master.
our Jedi Master, who... sorry.
How to do this.
And which is weird, because we're never all together.
I
So
know.
it's just our Jedi Master, who have just got out of his back to tank.
That's right.
Yep. You have any strange visions?
Absolutely. Have you ever had fever dreams?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Were any of them of your life?
None of them were not NC-17.
Oh, okay.
But no, it was a trip. It was a trip. It was bad.
Yeah.
And then the dent on Boba Fett's crotch and the Larry David of Tatooine, which is his new name, is not here because he caught the Rona.
He's now in the back to tank.
He's in the back to tank, and so he is not here. But we have Padawan Gellman.
Hello there.
Woohoo! Gellman.
I didn't do anything this time.
You can rate this podcast on any podcast app. I suggest Apple ratings do help. Give us 5 stars or 4 heart, whatever it is on your particular app, and give us a review saying,
The
"Hey,
fact that it's not apples, like here's 4 apples,
Apples,
out of 5, like
right?
it's a golden delicious.
It's a golden Granny Smith."
They all have like bites in them. Though.
Right.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, you can get us as high as you can and talk about us. How awesome that we are. You can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/MyStarWarsLife. And if you want to see our smiling faces, you can go to youtube.com/MapCropNetwork. And that's where we're at, is where you can watch us. This week, we are going to review the Book of Boba Fett Chapter 4, The Gathering Storm. I would tell you who's all in this one, but there's everyone else we've seen pretty much before or heard except one dude. One credited dude.
Oh.
Do you know who that dude was?
We don't have Danny Trejo.
Right. So
he wasn't in this.
So he wasn't.
That's
in
what I'm
this.
saying.
So there's one guy that there's a new guy. Is what I'm trying to say. There's a new guy.
New guy.
It's not. Did they not credit Chrysanthemum before?
No, they've.
Okay.
He's been. Yeah, Casey Jones has played him.
The Trandoshan without the arm?
Nope.
Yeah.
This guy had lines.
He had lines?
Yeah.
He had lines.
Was it Robert Rodriguez as his?
No, he's also been in the show.
I know, but I didn't know if he.
This is
credited.
This is a new credit.
New credit. One of the droids. Oh, was it the torture droid?
No, the kitchen droid.
Nope, it was the modifier.
Oh.
The guy who puts.
Yeah.
Do you know who that's played by?
Oh, I know it's a musician. It's
He has the greatest name.
I forget his name, and it's actually his music that's in the background.
I will give you a hint. His name is an 80s cartoon.
His name is an 80s cartoon.
The title of an 80s cartoon, singular, not plural. The 80s cartoon is plural.
Okay. I mean, it's not going to be easy. Like, his name's not Transformer.
No. But close.
But close?
Right letter. Right starting letter.
Thunderhawk.
No, which is
Thundercat.
He's Thundercat.
Thundercat. Yeah.
Thunderhawk.
Which, yeah.
Thunderhawk is like Silverhawks
yeah.
and Thundercats is one thing.
Yeah. But during that sequence, it's actually his music in the background.
Yeah, it's his music in the background. But if I own a robot making club, I'd have my own. I'd play my jams too.
I mean, I guess that's the long time ago in a galaxy far, far away version of tattoos.
Right.
Yeah. And also like I guess synth wave punk whatever.
I will.
That's how you rebel on Tatooine.
I'm going to touch on this later, but Friday night, you know, like most of the rest of America, we're in the wintertime. There's been a cold snap, even here in Alabama. And so it was too cold for me to go out Friday night. I was like, I could stay and be cozy or go out and do stuff. I'm staying cozy. Mm-hmm. So I read Star Wars comics and listened to 80s synth pop on YouTube. It was great. Okay. So I had a blast. But I've questioned. I have thoughts about the comics that we're going to talk about because I know me and Caleb both read these, and I contend that Caleb likes all Star Wars and doesn't see anything bad in it. I'm less like, dude. Especially, did you hear last week's episode?
Not yet.
So last week's episode goes on this. We discussed Book of Boba Fett Chapter 3,
right? Mm-hmm. And Back to the Future,
right? Went. All of a sudden, since we have Drew here with Caleb,
of course it's going to become what you think it is.
It's suddenly this discussion about The Last Jedi, and it was great.
Which I try not to be the starter of that conversation, but it just goes there.
He just goes there. All right, Chapter 4. So we start back in a flashback.
Wait, what? There's a flashback in the Book of Boba Fett?
Yes.
That is insane.
Oh right.
I'm glad they started it now.
Right, so
it didn't just make it a thing.
Yeah.
Fett is on the slowest transportation on Tatooine. Slower than walking is the Bantha. And because we've talked about this before, he walks everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And I guess to prove a point, but then when he rides something, it's slower than him walking.
It's because like a point harder.
Yeah,
right.
Because like, I guess the speeders got destroyed by the.
Sure, whatever. I think he's like, I'm just gonna be slow.
Because he used the speeder to go to town last episode to get the monies from the Pike,
right?
And then came back. So you would think his speeder would still be fine, but no, he's like
he ran out of gas.
Jerk face.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
he needed Bantha.
Yeah,
he needed that moment with
Bantha.
But look, and the Bantha was cute.
Have babies.
The Bantha was cute. I won't lie. I was all for Team Bantha.
That's one of my favorite.
But I was like, when you first see him go across the dune, see him like, it's so slow, and he's just like, I'm just chilling.
Yeah.
Yep.
He hits up Jabba's palace. And he's looking around. But there's too many guards. He's looking for something. We're not sure exactly what he's looking for. And so he heads back to go get dinner with him and his Bantha. They have a nice little dinner of whatever they're scurrying. We get to see a Bantha eat, which is kind of disturbing.
Yeah,
because it's got teeth, but it did not use them to eat that thing.
No, it used its mattress-sized tongue.
Yeah,
just
maybe it's just Swamp Rat that they're having.
It was adorable.
It looked poultry-ish.
It kind of
had like the backward wings.
Oh yeah.
Then there's some flares in the sky. We cut to Boba Fett, the Mandalorian season 1 episode 5.
Yeah,
the gunslinger. So and then we get confirmation that Fett did find Fennec Shand. We see that scene.
Although I get a little bit of credit here because I didn't know for sure it was Boba Fett during that because of who had the armor, and they even they don't have the clinging of the boots this time.
Right, there's no clinging of the boots, yeah.
Which kind of proves my point of, hey, you probably should have thought that out if you were going to.
Yeah. They didn't know they were going to make this show.
They
were like,
they knew Boba Fett was going to show up, though, and they knew
they were
what
hopeful.
had already happened. Yeah.
They were hopeful.
Yeah, they didn't know they'd make season 2.
She's gut shot and dying, so instead of like finding the fastest way to save her, he just throws her ass on a Bantha and walks very slowly back into town. Yeah, you'll be fine, gut shot lady. You'll be fine.
You got what, a day and a half? I don't know.
You'll live, whatever.
At least cauterize it with like make a fire real quick and cauterize it. You know?
And apparently on the far reaches of Mos Eisley is the droid tattoo part.
Yeah,
where kids these days instead of getting tattoos are getting droid parts.
Yep.
I mean,
and that's where we find our friend Thundercat, who's the maker of robot people.
Yeah.
And
Mr. Not Quite Kravitz.
Yeah, near Kravitz.
Near Kravitz.
I like that, near Kravitz. It's not as good as Thundercat.
No,
like
Thundercat's
better.
name.
And so he puts robot guts in her.
Yeah.
And she eats later, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Why?
Like I don't really know exactly what is fixed.
And like, because like,
She has pistons, though. She
Right.
has like 3 pistons.
and also like most.
She's
of it,
like an engine.
and most of it is for like blood flow because you see the circulation of it. But like, and then we finally get we see why like it's not like covered up because he's like, why would you cover that up? Look at all the hard work I just did.
Yeah, I didn't get these just to wear sleeves. Like,
Which is why I guess why Luke's bionics look different because his is covered. His is
Yeah.
his looks like a hand, but mainly because that's cheap special effects.
And also, like, Luke's like, I want it to look normal. I'm not getting this to look
yeah,
cool.
this was an injury. This was not a choice.
So was Phoenix.
But look, you have people that have breast cancer.
Boba went to the wrong
that
person,
have
though.
surgery,
Right.
but then get certain parts tattooed back on so
Right.
they can feel normal.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what Luke's doing.
Yeah.
He's
Gotcha.
just trying to feel normal.
Gotcha.
Until Last Jedi, when it's full on naked.
Yeah. Whereas
robot hand.
now I would argue we're kind of at the point where Finnick is also more normal because
Yeah.
of what she wears. She tends to hide it more.
Yeah, I mean, let me not. Her
Not that
style
not
of
that she's not
her
normal
style of
for it, but-
assassin is not midriff bearing,
No.
seducing. No, it's gonna snipe you from 300 yards.
That or
So she doesn't need to,
Yeah.
bare her midriff, which is now super bare
Yeah.
and copper tone.
just come up on you
Non-Jodie
and kick
Foster.
you in the face and knock you over a building.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I'm proud of that.
got
you.
I'm,
Yeah.
I got
I'm
you.
proud of that joke.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Look it up, kids, if you don't know what I'm talking about. It's an old one. So Fett slow walks her back to the camp on his Bantha, I guess.
He's like, okay, you're healed, but you're resting.
Yeah, she wakes up. It sucks because she's a half robot now. Or quarter robot. Whatever how much a stomach is.
Let's see. I mean,
depends.
I'd be like 2/3 robot.
Robots. I feel you, brother. I'm with you. Fett says, hey, look, I saved your life. You owe me a life debt. And she's like, I'm cool with that. And he's like, hey, my spaceship, which now officially is called my Firespray,
Well,
which got the internet all in tizzy. I'm just happy about that. It's supposed to be Slave One. I don't know why they don't call it Slave One.
Well,
And I'm like,
it's still Slave One.
No one's ever called it Slave
Yeah.
One.
He's just saying that
just
it's the,
merchandising
Yeah.
did.
I can't get over the fact that you just sounded like the Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland.
Thank you. My internet voice,
It's also a little bit of like comic
how
book
I
guy.
look at the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh no!
Oh no, my
Oh.
Slave One.
I'm gonna do the whole opposite like this. That's what you get with this product. You get high quality imitations of this.
Look at that time.
So they go back to Jabba's palace. There's a ton of guards. Shran uses her little robot thingy to figure out where all the guards are. That's going to take a minute. So they talk, and they talk basically about how like Fett wants to be the boss, and the Tuskens took him in, and yada yada yada.
He wants a family now because
He wants a family, but not like that kind of family. He wants more like a Goodfellas family.
yeah.
Family.
Right.
Well, a little bit of both because like Tusken taught him, hey, get a tribe.
Good tribe.
But I mean, to a mob family, I mean, that's
Yeah.
their.
No, yeah.
That's,
I do find it, and I messaged about that. I find it bad that Boba said the S word about Tuskens when he was telling her
called him
about
Sand
it.
people?
Yeah.
I guess it's acceptable. I don't know. He would know better than I would.
Yeah.
So, all right. So this is where the episode starts rolling off the rails for me. So they sneak into Jabba's palace's kitchen, and it becomes a cartoon.
what, you didn't
What?
like Not Quite Grievous?
Yeah, Grievous the kitchen droid.
Yeah, Grievous the Christian.
Which also apparently somebody on TikTok made this observation, but like apparently no kitchen can ever not have four-armed people working in it.
Dexter,
and then in the holiday special, the little bit of the stir whip.
Yeah, he's got forearms too. That's fine. Didn't think about that. Maybe that's a thing.
No kitchen can ever just be
also like
two-armed.
It's not EV-99 because EV-99 is at the Katina.
No.
So, this one's officially the sous chef droid.
Yeah, it just says sous chef droid.
Yeah, right. So EV-9010, I guess.
9010.
Oh no!
I kind of like the rat catcher droid though.
The rat catcher droid was
bugs.
cute. The rat catcher droid was cute, but it was like this thing shows up. They're looking. They hear sounds.
Yeah.
They think it's rats. They send this Bugs Bunny looking rabbit to go look for rats, but they run into Boba Fett and shenanigans happen and
Shenanigans.
Yeah.
Shenanigans. Yeah, definitely. Finnick shenanigans. And
I've been there. They have a great menu.
I really like their chili cheese
as long
fries.
as it's got like a forearmed
Yeah.
sous chef, we're good.
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. Those one of those sabers on Camino. Cloners.
How big your pocketbook is.
And I know I've said it before. Hello, Dex. He just looks so stupid. He's like, hello, Dex.
They're like, we're the best. We're best.
That's like that was like the most like train
I hope
spotting.
we get Dex and Obi-Wan.
That was like the most train spotting Ewan got though.
Yeah.
In Star Wars, like, hello, Dex.
It's the shenanigans happening.
Yeah.
It ends up with Fett saving his favorite line, "I am Boba Fett," and the robot turning itself off. Like, I have no time for this bullshit.
The droid's like, I'm not doing this.
Whackity dackity doo.
Nope.
I know who you are. I'm not doing this.
I'd have been like, "Who? Aren't you dead?"
Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy. Who?
Yeah.
Then they go find the Firespray and fight a bunch of stuff and barely get out of the hangar, but they do.
Yeah.
And then they Finnick has paid her debt now because he's got his ship, and she's like, "No, I'm gonna stick around." He's like, "Cool beans." And but he's got some scores to settle first, and so he goes after the swoop gang. And just
that was great.
That was great.
I know, you know, like that scene was great.
I'm with it. I'm just like,
because that's fine. That's some like Boba that we've had in our brain forever. It's just merciless,
right?
And I think it fit that he finally did that because we were talking about a little bit of that off screen, but I think Boba does the merciless thing when it counts.
Sure,
And I think that counts as an important merciless moment for him.
Yeah, but the problem with it is if he's wanting to be this daimyo, head of a family, nobody other than his reputation, which is how many years old now?
Right.
Yeah. It's over 6 years old
the
now.
only thing that would be like, oh man, don't mess with Boba Fett, nobody knows about.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he took out the Crimson Wings or whatever they're like
the
know,
little
maxi
bike
pads.
I forgot what they were called because the Pikes mentioned it.
Yeah, but oh no, the Kitten Striders.
Yeah, Kitten Striders, that's it.
He wastes them.
Yep.
Nobody's gonna know about it.
Right.
They'd be like, oh man, maybe it was stormtroopers. Like, who knows?
Yeah.
So
They just
all these
disappeared.
stormtroopers are so precise.
Maybe,
That's right.
Maybe the Pikes dealt with them finally because they were done with them. Because I would imagine the Pikes are more powerful. I don't know why they're paying this biker gang. Maybe
because Pikes are busy and they're cheap. They're probably like it's easier to pay them and for us to worry about.
Local,
yeah.
the local gangs to deal with.
It's like a film crew coming into a state with a tax credit.
Yeah.
And so you got to hire a certain percentage of local boys.
Except
if you're going to be a crime lord here and get the tax incentive, you got to hire some.
I think crime lords don't care though.
Well, Boba Fett cares about a lot of things. So.
Well, I meant like the other crime lords.
Right. Where was I? So he gets Slave 1, he gets a Finnick, and he gets revenge on the Soup Gang. So he has now to go get his armor, which he thinks is inside the Sarlacc, and goes for the most uncomfortable gynecological exam ever performed in Star Wars. So he flies Slave 1 up to kind of near the sand vagina to go look for the Sarlacc. Well, the armor inside the Sarlacc, can't find it. The Sarlacc tries to eat Slave 1, which is dumb, but okay. And then this is the thing I did not want. I did not want this at all, and then it happened, and I'm like, I'm okay with it.
Oh,
so Fennec basically unleashes the sonic bomb, and it gets swallowed by the Sarlacc, and then that's how the Sarlacc dies. It is sonic bomb. And I'm like, okay, the sonic bomb's cool.
Yeah,
I have to concede the fact that the sonic bomb, like anytime it's used, I'm like it's almost one of my favorite parts in episode 2.
Oh yeah, no, it is.
Yeah, right. And like in the theaters, there's nothing like it.
We also kind of know that the Sarlacc has to die because that's where the Crate Dragon lives. Like it lives in that same cave system,
right?
For Mandalorian.
But isn't this taking?
This is still before that part because he hasn't found his armor yet.
Yeah, he hasn't found his armor yet.
But like, then what? A week before? Like the Crate's like, oh, he's out. Let me go move in real quick. Because
there's some time between.
There's some time
between season 1 and season 2 of Mandalorian, so there's a little break.
Right, but this all takes place in season 2.
No, because remember
1.
he picked her up during season 1.
Yeah, season 1. This all is season 1.
Does he?
Yeah. Because
I gotta go rewatch it.
Yeah,
he picks her up in episode 5. The gunslinger.
I thought it was season 2 early.
Gunslinger.
Yeah.
The
first time we
because of Caviezel or whatever.
First time we see Boba is during the premiere of season 2. But by then he's already gotten Fennec.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I've literally.
It's kind of a blur. I got you.
I blocked that episode because of what's her name and what's his name.
I like what's her name.
I hate what's her name, and what's his name didn't impress me.
No.
So
he died, so we're okay.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Cannavale, that's his name.
Yeah. And then the comedian as.
You talking about what's her name?
Yeah,
her name is just what's her name.
Strangers with Candy.
Near Ellen Ripley.
Yeah.
She's cosplaying Ellen Ripley. It's great.
Yeah, no, she's.
And then he can't find his armor, so he goes diving in. I guess Sarlacc diving is what we're going to call it.
Yeah. Which now we know why he needs the back to tank.
Because the dumbass is covered in acid. This is on him.
Right.
This is on him.
Yeah, like even once again, Fennec's like, "Are you sure about that?
You think this is a bad idea?" So,
you want to keep diving in there?
And then we see how he shot Bib Fortuna.
Yeah, we catch back up to present.
Catch back up per day, and then he is awakened from his back to tank. And his back to droid says, "You're all done. You're all healed." So that means to us, no more flashbacks.
Right.
Yeah.
Bing. Job's done.
John's done.
He still looks pretty rough for a guy who's back to is done. But yeah,
he should have just had a little thing in his shoulder that when he was done, it just popped out like a turkey. Just boop. He's cooked.
But he's like, "All right, time for business. What's?"
Okay.
Yeah. How's our little prisoner going? Did we find who we're looking for?
He's singing like a Yuzum.
Yeah.
I was like, oh look, Yuzums.
Yuzums.
All right, so remember the redone song for Return of the Jedi in Jabba's Palace, Jedi Rock?
Yeah.
That the main
the guy that's screaming.
Oh, okay.
Is a Yuzum.
Yeah,
okay.
That's a Yuzum.
Yuzums, according to Decipher, were found on Endor, and they were anti-Ewok guys. And they hated Ewoks. They were like they hated Ewoks.
Were they similar to the?
But I think that's
the Ewok cousins then.
I think they're trying to make them like canon Durlocks, but I don't think it worked out. I think that's all been changed. But
yeah.
But in the Decipher, that's how I knew him from the card game. Was like they.
Yeah.
It's like right, because they were like they made Yuzum cards and they were like there was just a generic one that you like also gets bonuses on Endor, like fuck, and just a little bit in the lore. So
yeah, maybe they're like a T.
Oh, the other thing we forgot to say after they blow up this Sarlacc, they have a little Fennec and Fett have a heart to heart about why Fett wants to do this job, and it's basically he thinks that he should be in charge for once instead of for the good for everybody.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm tired of working for morons.
Yeah,
you're tired of working for morons. So let's us be in charge, and we know
us be the morons.
Let us be the moron, but at least we know what not to do.
We know the risk.
Right. We know the risk, and she's like, I want to be an independent contractor, and he's like, look, I'll share the profits with you, and I'll protect you. Just hang out. You're smart and strong, and I need that.
Yeah,
so,
like you're the brains, I'm the brawn. We need. Right. And you're also the brawn. You're brains and brawn, and I'm just extra brawn.
back after the flashback, Shran saying that the prisoner's screaming like a Yasm. He's got the mods working to look for the fugitive mayor. That's the Power Rangers. Or Drew put this up the other day, and I am kicking myself for not.
I figured you found
Mighty modded Boba Fetters.
Oh yeah. Mighty modded Boba Fetters.
Yeah, Mighty Boba, and then I think earlier
I saw somebody somebody on TikTok that I'm a mutual with. They said that they would find it funny if they like sort of did a Xeno, like the little morph. They did the Mighty Morphin thing. It's Morphin time.
Yeah.
And then like their speeder bikes connected to the Slave One, and the Slave One's the head.
I'd be okay with that.
I mean, we might as well go off the rails further.
I mean, hey, if it's fun and entertaining, go for it.
Absolutely.
And I think that's where it comes down to for me. I mean, just be fun.
That's true. We got to the Sanctuary Cantina. That's where Fwip.
Yeah, Fwip.
With Cool Whip.
Cool.
Garza Flip.
Garza Whip. That's her place. Black Chrysanthemum. I'm kidding. Chrysanthemum is watching some Trandoshans, and Wookiees and Trandoshans.
Drinking away his
Just building his anger.
He's like, I got fired.
I got fired.
Like I was
almost enslaved.
I've been shot at. Power Rangers beat me up.
Traded for a Rancor.
It's not been my day. And these Trandoshans are smiling.
Yeah.
So I got to kill them.
And I'm pretty sure one of their relatives has a Wookiee pelt.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Like somebody, like...
Yeah.
And so he goes and beats the crap out of all the Trandoshans. And then Flashdance comes in to stop him. And she's all like, hey, look. Hey, big guy. Sun's going low.
Sun's getting real low.
Again, sun's getting real low. Look, you're a grand champion. You don't have to do this stuff. You don't have to pull. Look, everyone knows you're strong.
Yeah.
Just
everybody knows you're a badass.
Right. Look, we'll just leave. Call it a day. You're good. And he's like, no. And so he just rips the dude's arm off and then pays for all the damage, which is perfect. And then walks out.
And then Boba's just standing there like, well, that turned out pretty well.
Want a job?
Yeah. He's like, hey. You need a job. I have jobs. We can help each other out. Also, we've worked together before, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Right. And so the next thing they do, we basically have the big mob meeting inside Jabba's palace. Bubba's palace, I guess, is what we're calling it. And
the House of Fett.
The palace.
The palace. What's up, baby? Come down to the palace. Where Patton Oswalt's doing 3 shows nightly.
Picture it. The twin sons of Tatooine.
We also get a little bit of History of the World Part 1. Mel Brooks doing a stand-up there.
Right.
Comicus.
I'm a stand-up philosopher. Bullshit.
Bullshit. So did you bullshit today?
It's like that was Dorothy's B. Arthur's best role ever.
B. Arthur's ever. I love
she looked like from the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Yeah.
Dorothy.
I love that movie so much. And it's my agent, Swiftus. You're going to play the palace. Caesar's Palace. I want to go back and watch that. That's
so
good movie. History of the World Part 1, kids. Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
Classic. So they have the big mob meeting with the 3 families. It's the Clantunians, the Trandoshans, and the Aqualish.
Yeah, so we get Robert Rodriguez back.
Yep. And Phil Lamar as another role and another guy. And Fett's like, hey, look, the Pikes are coming. The Pikes are going to kick all our asses. We got to unite. And no one's interested at all. No one's interested at all.
They're like, where's this? Where do we benefit?
Right.
You're the only one dealing with the Pikes. It's your problem.
Right. And then the Rancor claws come out. Yeah. Scares everybody.
Best way to set up a dinner with your enemies is just
set them on top of the Rancor.
On top of a trap door.
And like no one thought to look down and be like,
Did you like the fish? Did you? No? Oh yes, you did. Click.
Fish was delicious. Somehow I don't believe you. Fall! Oh!
Binky's hungry.
God, I hope he calls him Binky. I want him to name it Binky. Kill them, my Binky. Kill them. I'm going to ride Binky into town.
Can you just... I'm going to name him Binky. Are you sure this is a good idea or whatever?
You should. Yeah, he's like, you sure it's gonna Binky Fett. That's it. It's canon. I don't care what they name him. He's gonna be Binky for us.
Well, just like it's not the child of Grogu. It's
Right.
Kevin.
So now we got Binky and Kevin. I'm okay. Oh my God, Binky and Kevin teaming up. I'm all in.
Yes.
Kevin riding Binky off into battle.
You wouldn't even have to CGI that. You'd be so small, you wouldn't have to worry about it. Yeah, Kevin's there. Don't worry about it.
The Kranglers decide that they're not going to help Fett, but they're not going to jump in his way. And so Fett still needs an army, and so they got to figure it out. And how they figure it out is they just play the theme to The Mandalorian.
That's right. We got money. We could get an army or that guy.
Yeah, we know a guy.
We know
That guy knows a guy who is an army.
Right, so
maybe he calls Grogu's dad, godfather or whatever.
So, because Luke shows up.
He's like, really, I'm here again.
Also, this guy, the guy that took Han away, he's like, Boba Fett, really? I gotta work with you.
Because remember, they didn't see each other because Boba Fett was flying around.
Yeah.
When Luke stormed the castle.
Yeah, but he knows who Boba Fett is. Yeah.
No, I know him, but I'm saying he doesn't know.
He doesn't know
that he's back.
Yeah. Yep.
As far as he's concerned, that dude
Boba Fett's a non-issue.
he got dropped into a Sarlacc by his blind friend.
Yep. Because when they stormed, when they saved Kevin.
That was you.
That was me.
Yeah, when they decided to save Kevin, Boba stayed on the ship.
Yeah.
That's true, yep. But I guess he would recognize the ship, right? No, it wasn't. There was a shuttle.
Yeah, he wasn't.
No, he was on Slave One.
Well, Slave One.
He was on
his
Firespray.
Yeah,
the Firespray.
Because they had, the Firespray, and then they had the Imperial shuttle crash in.
Right.
So, like episode 3, I didn't like this one either. I want to. I really do want to like this show. The show has pacing and story issues. Like it's like, for me personally, it's just I think the flashback scenes were a bad idea, and because I think
in the long run it's
because the flashback scene traditionally, and it's okay to do something non-traditional, but if it works, and I just don't think it works.
Yeah.
Flashback scenes are supposed to kind of mirror what's going on in the actual.
Right.
And I don't think this does very, very well. And so this is more like we're just going to tell this background story instead of spending the first 3 episodes of doing that.
Yeah.
And so,
But I think that's what I said to y'all the other day when I was like, I think it's The Witcher's fault.
Yep.
This type of storytelling is The Witcher's fault.
Which, even in The Witcher, I think that was done poorly.
Well, that's because there was no explanation in The Witcher.
Yeah.
They didn't tell you
that it was flashback.
he's in the back to tank,
Right.
therefore it's a flashback.
Yeah, they didn't tell it. Yeah,
But because it sort of worked, whether it's Cavill's fault for just being hot and everybody watching him anyway.
Yeah.
Like, people want to do... it should have been 2 episodes of backstory, catch us up, let's go.
Yep. And then we would still be in the same point at episode 4. Yeah.
If you need a small flashback, sure.
right.
Why does he have a Bantha?
Also, and part of this is my baggage. I understand, like, everyone has these expectations for Fett, and Fett should do A, B, and C, or they think Fett should, and I think Fett should do A, B, and C, and when they don't, I'm disappointed. That's me. I have to admit that's how it works. And so, but like when mysteries are revealed and they're just like, to me it seems like lazy writing. So why is Fett in the back to tank? Oh, because he went diving into a Sarlacc like a dumbass. And so it's like, I want him to be smarter than that.
Right.
But then I have to go back and look like to the visual canon that we've got, and he's not smart.
No.
He's a glorified delivery man.
But also look at more of canon than that. How many of the clones were ridiculously smart?
Right.
Yeah, like maybe 2.
Wait,
And
you
so-
had Tech?
Yeah.
And so
Echo?
And also Django probably wasn't the brightest man in the galaxy.
He is an exact replica of Django.
Right.
Who decided it would be a good idea to not use his jetpack, stand his ground against Mace Windu. Okay, blah, blah, blah. He could have gotten out of there.
I was going to say the Riku or whatever. That
No, I know. He could have gotten out of there. He could have run. He could have not jumped down there in the first place.
Right. Yeah. Sure.
He could have been like, you want me to beware with what? No, dog.
Just shoot him from above.
You literally gave me money. You got my DNA. You have an army. I'm out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. There are things in this show I like. I just don't like the way it's been told. Like I think, again, my whole biggest complaint is it's pacing.
Yeah. And I can agree to that.
But I think this one, 4 had better pacing.
Oh, absolutely. It has better.
Yeah.
But then the pacing gets all stopped when it has to be a cartoon for 4 minutes. I don't see the necessity to make it a cartoon in the middle of this.
Right.
It's like, why are we doing the wacky droid chase with this silly little cute droid that we can sell toys of. It just it
well,
seems
there you go. You said why.
well, exactly, but it seems gratuitous and not earned, and that's right.
Yeah.
And so, and even like the rescuing of the ship is Finnick is cool, and I love seeing Finnick do Finnick things, but it's really like there's not really. It's not hard. It's like I don't know. There's none to it. Really.
I don't know. She was like 360 no scoping with her sniper
right,
rifle.
which is cool to see. I'm glad, but then like
I also think
there's
Bib also probably hired like the cheapest labor though.
Oh yeah.
It's also like it's the conflict. There's not conflict, and it's like
There is no conflict.
right, and it's just like I kind of story should have conflict.
So Vader was right.
Right, exactly.
So that's all
Vader's
you're saying is
Right,
Vader's
Vader's right. There's stuff I like. I like in this episode. I do like watching the Sarlacc get killed by the bomb.
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd
that
want
noise
that.
is so
Which
sad.
is
Right, I'm just like
the
I'm
second,
all right.
the
you got
second
me.
time this week I've
Boom.
done Star Wars related content that involves that seismic blast.
Right, and Seismic Blast was great, so I'm all happy for that. So that but it's to me it's a B. Last week was a C.
There you go. At least there's improvement.
Right, there's 3 episodes. I hope that they can wow me. I'm gonna watch them.
Yeah.
They got me. They've got my money.
Well,
Yeah.
Din showing up.
Hopefully, see that's curious.
Because why else would you use the music cue?
You
Unless unless in the soundtrack it's like red herring.
right,
Yeah,
red herring.
yeah.
So, and then like I don't know. I'm curious. Where does that fit in the storyline?
Yeah.
So is it Din busy trying to do whatever Din does?
Well, what is? I mean,
we don't know what he's up to.
Right.
He literally just lost his babysitting gig.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's like,
he's looking for extra
but he's
babysitting money.
maybe he's going back
also-
to that planet to hang out with Widow.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Because he's also king of the people, but
Because now he's taking off his helmet. I want them to hook up so bad.
because he's also king of the people, but doesn't want to be.
Right.
Here, take this. I can't because it has to be won in battle. Like, no, rebels. You took it. You're fine. It's
Yeah.
good. Filoni's in the background. That's not how that works. Want some trivia?
Sure.
Sure.
It has been confirmed in this episode that the band leader and Garso Whip's establishment is Max Rebo.
Yep.
So he survived.
Yep.
Which
Sail
makes Robot Chicken canon.
Right, Robot Chicken is canon. See, during the flashback, the weekend guard shout Kipuna Hadis for shoot and uses the swear word Slimo. The kitchen droid first appeared on the transport freighter Anakin and Padme took from Coruscant to Naboo in episode 2. It starts swinging its knives to attack Fett in a circular motion the same way Grievous does when confronted by Obi-Wan. It is a Grievous. But we talked about the Yuzums. Yeah. The Finnick in the rescue of the ship scene blows up a power droid.
Oh, it was a quad-legged
Yeah, which is not a gonk droid; it's a plunk droid.
Oh.
PLNK series.
Okay.
So it was named after designer Killian Plunkett.
All I see is like literally, hey, mom, dad, I got a job. Yeah, I'm in the new Star Wars show. Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah, but you know that time I had to do that birthday party as the back half of a horse? It's kind of the same thing.
The airbash on the view screen of Finnick's drone droid translates to ghost before it switches to gibberish.
Wow.
So it says ghost and it goes crazy after that, which is kind of neat. The Psycho Board biker gang now is officially identified as mods, which are both modifications.
Yeah.
And then there was that cool 50s, 60s swinging mod era in the UK. So
Dun, 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 dun. Like that's all I hear with it. Missed last week talking about it. Waiting for the major domo. Make like a tree and get out of here. Get out of here.
They wasted it. He should have crashed into some Bantha
That's what I'm
poodoo.
saying. Just a big old pile of poodoo.
I was happy to see Mailuron, so I was like, oh, look, Hera would have been proud.
And that could have been the one time that in the Star Wars universe they could have gone, oh shit.
Right.
When Fennec Shand melts the bars in order to break into Jabba's palace, the sound they make is exactly the same sound as the one used in Revenge of the Sith film after Anakin kills Count Dooku. I like there's somebody there who's like listening, goes, I know that sound.
Yep.
And goes, where's my copy of Revenge of the Sith? Before we go, I want to talk about
Yep.
I was and have been disappointed in this show. Mainly because this is not the Boba Fett that I seen in season 2 Mandalorian.
Right.
I want that. Minus we got a little bit of it in the train robbery, but but most of the badass stuff is Warrior Lady.
Yeah.
She's like,
Oh, yeah.
and so she steals that scene. But there's like Fett being like, like what I want Fett to be.
Right. Why is he the best bounty hunter?
Right. If
Yeah.
he's the best, what's
Right.
And so, I again had all this free time, like I said, Friday night because I didn't want to go out because it was too cold, and so I put on 80 Synthwave and I read the War of the Bounty Hunters series from Marvel, which happens outside of Empire Strikes Back, and it's basically the story of Fett taking Han to Jabba.
It's Fett's very bad, horrible, no good week.
Right, and so it's like, and it starts off so strong because it's like Fett's all like, "Hey Jabba, I got your Han. I'm on my way," and then Han starts to melt, and he's like, "Well, I can't have that."
Right.
And so he takes it in our shot to have a guy work on it, and the guy's like, "I need money," and Fett's like, "About that, I don't have that. I don't have.
I'm
money."
good for it once I deliver.
Yeah, I'll have money and I'll
Right.
pay you double. And of course, it's a story, so he's like, I'm not into that. He says, however, this gladiator chick owes me, costs me a lot of money. If you kill her, I'll do this for you. We'll call it even. So Fett has to become a gladiator and fight these gladiators like Mortal Kombat battles, and they're awesome.
But he also can't be known that it's him.
This is what they do for him. They just take a lesson out of Sabine and just paint his armor.
Yeah.
But so he's painted black. It's just completely black. So he's like Ninja Mandalorian. And no one, like, because of the color, it's like the Clark Kent thing when he puts glasses on. He's black. I don't know.
because it could be any Mandalorian.
Sure. Whatever.
You know, plenty of Mandalorians out there.
So Fett goes on this like Mortal Kombat, just slaughtering people until he gets to the main target, and the main target's a spider.
Yeah, it's a spider lady of some
Goro.
sort.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Like and
belongs in the kitchen.
One of the best lines though is
His
when he's
forearms.
prepping for this fight, because I read this week, recently this week too, and one of the best lines is as he's about to go into this fight, they're in the locker room, and this guy's like, "You sure you want to go do this fight?" Because like literally everybody stops fighting just before this fight, takes their money and goes home, and he's like, "No, I should be good because they randomly generate the arena, and maybe it'll be in my favor."
No, it never is.
It's a complete spider nest when they.
Of course. And it's just,
And the lady's like, "Oh, it's just like home," and Fett's just like, "Damn it!"
but Fett's awesome.
Yeah.
He's awesome in it. And I'm like, this is the Boba Fett I want to see.
Right,
and then
right.
you can do that in a comic book because there's no budget. And then the story continues, and he becomes more and more moronic through the thing. He loses Han Solo. Han Solo ends up in the hand of Crimson Dawn, and Crimson Dawn makes their triumphant return since Solo, and it's Kira, because Kira's got Han now, and she's like, she's not into him, but she's like, he's owed people a lot of money, so everyone's got to,
I can use this as leverage on literally everybody.
Everybody. Which is okay. I'm in. But Fett's bumbling around. He gets chased by four LOM.
Yeah, and
Because
Zuckus.
it's going to take me a long time to say that.
Yeah,
Because I'm so used to 4 LOM.
I called him Forlom yesterday, so
Why are we not calling it Forlom?
Because in the comics they enunciate
like
it.
C-3PO. It's not, and so instead of 4 LOM, you say all the letters.
Yeah.
So
No.
that's what I'm going.
or we could
It's
just say,
Amiga. That's what she
Right.
wants to be
Yeah.
called.
No. Did he say his name is 4LOM?
Yes.
Yes.
Shit.
It's also Zuckus'
He also-
friend for LOM.
He also is a droid,
Yeah,
so therefore
Well,
He's also pretty good.
I think
he also
he's
doesn't
very
have
well.
the
I think they call him 4L for short.
Right.
the rights and privileges that
So-
clones do.
So Jabba doesn't get the Han in time, so he puts a bounty on Fett because he thinks Fett sold it to Crimson Dawn. So all the bounty hunters are after Fett.
Fett's just like, I just want to get
I just
Han
want to
back.
get Han to the thing.
Like,
Just let me do my job.
like he's just a business. Like he's a my friend put it very succinctly. He's just on the job. He's on the clock. He doesn't have time for anybody.
He does not need your bullshit. He just wants to get the guy to the thing and get his money. That's all he wants.
So why do you think they called it the War of the Bounty Hunters instead of, like, come on, you have a perfect title right there in the Han Dynasty.
Well, I think the names for the next set of storylines are better, but yeah.
The thing where it starts to fall apart for me is this auction that Kira has for the for Han. So all the Hutts are there, including Jabba. The Pikes are there. Black Sun.
Yep.
The Empire, and then
which Vader shows up fashionably late.
Vader has motivations to capture Han, which are dumb.
He just let him go.
Exactly.
It basically to once again use it as bait for Luke again.
Again, dumb. It's dumb. It's dumb. It's so dumb. Jabba wins it by trying to pay 1 million credits. Then Vader comes and steals it. And so there's a whole, and the Hutts all attack the Empire.
Jabba basically says it's fine, but the other Hutts are upset about that.
Right, because there's a young Hutt who's trying to take Baku's trying to take the Hutts into a new direction. He thinks young kids, I know better than the elders, and basically gets them all killed.
yeah. Basically, because they turn against the Empire, the Emperor's like, well, you got to deal with that because we can't have that. And so Vader's like, okay, I'll just kill all of them except Jabba.
Because the Emperor just wants order, and that's why he understands the Crime Lords are important for order. And that's why he works for the Hutts, because the Hutts can maintain order just like the Empire can.
Yep.
So it's easy, but this screws up the balance, but pisses off the Emperor. There are some dumb stuff in this story. The dumbest thing is IG-88 takes on Vader and wins for a while because he has an iPad that controls Vader's armor. And I was almost done with comics.
So they explain how he got that.
Regardless, dumb.
But it doesn't work because the Force.
Right? It's just dumb.
And then the second time they tried again, because Sly Moore tried and basically gave IG-88 this info and was like, here's the schematics of Vader's armor.
Yeah, they're trying to make Sly Moore a character. It's great.
Who?
The bald chicken.
The administrator.
The administrator in like the...
Oh, my God.
Right. They're trying to make Sly Moore.
Okay.
Like, Masamita and Sly Moore. They're like, yeah.
Well,
right.
Although she gets a demotion because of all of her shenanigans that she does. And so she's like, she tries the button again, and Vader's like, you really thought that would work twice?
So
I've upgraded my antivirus software, bitch.
My point is, and at the end of the storyline, basically what happens is that Fett gives Vader Han and doesn't make 1 million credits, which is dumb. But
yeah, Fett gives it to Jabba. Jabba gets paid. I mean, Jabba pays him. Also removes the bounties.
Yeah, it's just. But we don't. I think there's like an active movement to make Fett not cool. It's just like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's subconscious because everyone thinks he's cool. And they're like, no, what he is, he's really lame. And so there's a lot of, both in the show and the comic, he's almost there and then he screws up. And so that was my point. It's just dumb. I just wish it was, it's so easy to, look, I understand not giving into fan service, but actively going against fan service is not a good thing either. And I think that's what they're trying to do with Fett. I really think that's what they're trying to do. So that's just me. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's enough, right?
Yeah.
Sure. That's enough ranting.
Yeah.
Ranting already. We will be back next week with Chapter 5. And hopefully Mando, I guess.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully Mando in that.
Some Boba Din.
Well, yeah.
Maybe we'll get what's her face too? Bo-Katan.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. And then
maybe because I would think Din would still be around them.
Right.
Maybe Sasha Banks comes back.
Bunch of Mandalorian. I'm all in for it. See, this is how they win me back. This is how they win me back. Or bring back that Bantha who was adorable. It's just like
no, it's off making babies.
Okay, right. It's making babies. That's what it is.
Because Boba told it to go make babies.
This is Scotty saying this is our contribution to the multiverse. Go out and make yours, and may the Force be with you.
I knew you were going to say that.
This is the way.
General Kenobi.
I'm just like looking at it weirdly.
Yeah.